Hello and welcome to Matt Stories. Our story for today is: Am I the a-hole for revoking my daughter's college fund? I know it sounds bad, but please hear me out. When my wife and I divorced, my 14-year-old daughter took my wife's side, which I was pretty upset and surprised about. She was 12 when we separated and we were very close, unlike her and her mother. I didn't hold it against her because she's a kid and didn't know any better, but I make the effort to see her. I love spending time with my daughter. I met my current wife 4 years ago. She was pre-law and was planning on taking loans to pay for law school. However, about 2 years later, we were engaged and I didn't want her to take on any loans, so I offered to pay for law school. She was apprehensive, but I wanted a good start to our married life and not want any loans hanging over our heads, so she agreed. I used my daughter's college funds to pay for my wife's school and planned on replenishing it so that my daughter would have a fund when it was her turn to go to college. I put a little money each month. I honestly thought this was okay because when I had asked her about college at the time of doing this, she said that she wanted to go to makeup school and be a makeup artist and that college sucks. Well, apparently her mindset changed because on Sunday we met up and she was talking about AP classes. I was surprised because I didn't think she was interested in school. I asked her if she was joking, but she said that she's aiming for CS at some top private college and that her dream is to start a startup business. She then asked me if she had a college fund and she wanted to know if she should add on an EC or get a job. I told her the truth about her college funds and that right now there's not enough money for even a year at a private college. She then started crying and making a scene and told me that she couldn't believe that I chose my wife over her mom, and now I'm choosing her again over my daughter. Which is not true, since my daughter is getting the funds, just not private school tuition. She then called my wife a bunch of awful names that I won't say here. I told her that she's probably not going to get into private school because she wasn't even serious about school 2 years ago. She called me a shit dad and ran away until her mother came to get her. Her mom later called me angrily about what I said to her and said that my daughter is on track to win some prestigious science fair award, and I was way out of line with what I said and that I obviously don't know her. I was honestly so done with the BS she pulled and her attitude toward my wife and said that I'm probably going to revoke my daughter's college fund since she doesn't deserve it with what she pulled today. My daughter is now refusing to see me and calling me by my first name. I still stand by my decision. Am I the a-hole? Update 1. I'm done with the rude comments about my wife. It's am I the a-hole, not is my wife the a-hole. Not that you guys deserve any additional information, but my wife really is great. I'll accept an a-hole judgment for cheating even though it's not really what I'm asking in this post. But everyone seems to be hell-bent on it. I was a super a-hole for cheating. Happy? My wife wasn't. When we met, I was 32 and she was 20. We had a casual relationship and I didn't mean to start it, but she was so amazing and had such a vibrant personality and I was really depressed at the time, but she helped to uplift me. I didn't tell her I was married, only that I had a daughter. And I know that's bad, but I didn't feel married to my ex-wife at the time. I was so unhappy and she was too. My wife and I had an amazing relationship and as she was going to be graduating college soon, she wanted to get serious. I told her the truth and my wife was upset, but she decided to forgive me. I proposed and introduced her to my daughter and she hoped we would be a family. She was nothing but kind to my daughter, but my daughter was hostile from the minute she met her, never gave a chance. My daughter and my mom would play cruel pranks on her, like organizing a date and never showing up, ruining her wedding dress, spreading rumors about her to all my relatives, making fun of her to her face. My wife took the high road and forgave all of that, only speaking highly of my daughter. Even to her friends, she'll brag about how pretty and amazing my daughter is and how she's sure my daughter will accept her when she's a bit older. So yes, my wife is a saint and an amazing person. Stop shitting on her, Reddit. You got your backstory. Update 2. I will keep my daughter's funds and try to add enough money for private school. If she doesn't apologize and consider my wife her family though, she won't be getting it. I'd rather her be hostile to me and hate me rather than my wife, since I fucked up, but my wife is feeling guilty over something that's not her mistake. Update 3. So a lot of shit went down after I posted this or because I posted it. My wife called my daughter's mother because she felt bad about the situation and is sad about my relationship with my daughter. She insisted on the remaining money in the account, about 45K, to my daughter in a separate fund controlled by her mother. Her mother didn't take that well and hung up on my wife after telling her that she didn't need her charity. My wife now won't talk to me because she feels that I put her in a bad position and should have told her before that the money was my daughter's, because she figured that it was just extra money I had left over and not my daughter's fund. She's saying that I caused unnecessary drama and could have handled the situation way better, and that she's trying her best to fix what I broke, but she's exhausted. She's currently packing to go stay with her parents for the time being, so that's that. My ex-wife is furious at me because my wife called her and didn't want to hear my wife's bitch voice. She blew up at me for taking everything so far and is blaming me for ruining everyone's happiness. She says that I can't fix anything anymore and not to even worry about my daughter's funds because she didn't raise her daughter to get on all four knees and beg, and that she has everything figured out for her daughter now. She thanked me for putting everything in perspective and that I'm no longer permitted to visit or contact my daughter. She has full custody. I'm now sitting here typing all this out and figuring out ways to contest custody, so that's what's happening in my life right now. I just don't get how everything got all messed up when my heart is in the right place. I don't feel wrong. I think my 5-year-old daughter might be a psychopath. So I once bought a gag gift that's a little wooden box, and when you pull it open, a fake spider pops out to give you a little jump scare. Well, I used it on my daughter to little to no reaction, other than a little "oh," and that was that. The only thing is that she's a little obsessed with it now. She'll often give it to me and be like, "Open it," and I will fake being scared. She'll laugh like crazy and run away. That's all fine. I mean, giving you a little jump scare is normal, right? Well, today I'm with my daughter outside to work on my lawn, and she runs up to me shaking the box. She's like, "Open it, Daddy," and I'm like, "Not right now, honey," and she gives me her puppy eyes and says, "Please," so I can't resist. She shakes it a little and gives it to me, and when I open it, a real spider runs out of it and crawls on my hand. I scream, throw the box, and fling the spider off my hand. I look up and she's literally crying laughing. Apparently, she decided it would be a good idea to cut out the fake spider from the box, get a wolf spider from where they usually are behind our shed, and put it in the box to trick me into thinking it'll be a fake spider. But surprise, it's a real spider. While I'm really impressed with her ingenuity to play a practical joke, I'm honestly scared that she was capable of doing that. When I told my wife what happened, she was also crying laughing, so I get where my daughter's humor came from. No chance that anyone that isn't a legit psycho is capable of doing something like that. That's not even your trash, Karen. I was dumpster driving outside a thrift shop. I'm an artist who works with reclaimed materials, so I'm a semi-regular garbage picker. When I do, it's always bins on public property, and I always leave the site cleaner than when I found it, as a way to say thank you. Many businesses discourage dumpster diving for liability reasons. If I'm asked to leave, I leave. At least 3 thrift shop employees saw me digging through their dumpster and did not care. I even chatted with one guy and he helped me out by finding me a box to carry my stuff. Just as I'm packing up to leave, Karen comes out and says, "You can't put stuff in our dumpsters." I say, "I'm not," and I carry on gathering my things. She starts to go off on me that I'm stealing. She points to a skate I had in my pile and says, "Those are skates we could be selling." It was a single skate that I had found in someone else's garbage, and I told her as much. I informed her that my pile contained trash that I had collected from around the neighborhood. She continued to falsely accuse me of stealing and how the dumpster was on private property. It was not. She went back inside in a huff. I put a bunch of stuff back in the dumpster, which she technically explicitly told me not to do, but I cleaned up as I always do, making sure to not leave any trash outside the dumpster. Before I left, I placed the single skate dead center in front of the dumpster. What makes you more important than me? So, back in the day, my husband bought me a laptop from Sainsbury's, and I needed to return it in exchange for a different model. As he worked there, we got a chunky discount, so it made sense. I waited for one of the 2 lads working in electronics to become free, and off we went to the laptop area to discuss options. After a couple of minutes, a lady came over and asked him for help. He looked at me, back at her, and told her he was dealing with me and there was another assistant at the desk, so she trotted off without issue. I smiled at him, told him not to worry, and we carried on discussing my options, when another lady did the same thing. I'm well aware that I have a resting bitch face, being a middle-aged menopausal woman, but let him handle it again, until she insisted on him helping her first. I asked her in my sweetest tone, "Excuse me, what makes you more important than me?" and just looked at her. She stood there and said, "It'll only be a minute." And I asked her again, no smile, sterner tone. She spluttered, looked at the assistant who directed her to the desk, and harumphed away. My lovely young lad couldn't contain his giggles as she left, stating that was the best shutdown he'd seen and he was a little bit scared of me, to which I gave him a huge smile and left with him. Then sorted me out with my current model that does everything I need and more. Don't mess with grumpy buggers, cheeky mare. Well guys, I hope you had some fun with the stories. Sorry for the strange accents. I'm trying to improve it. But if you can, if you like, please leave a comment, please subscribe, and until the next story.